oh, my car don't even go that fast. And I was like, oh, hell no. I'm like, you better put that helmet. No.
How you going to snitch on me?
I said no because
she snitching on me.
I was.
Pick it up now, bruh. All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. So I had a random thought, and I just wanted my wife's perspective on being married to a car guy. So we're gonna ask her a bunch of random questions, and she has to answer them. It says out of order, mama.
No.
Out of order. That's the first thing. I had to fill her up her tires.
Yeah,
with some hair.
Okay, we'll go to the one.
Everybody, this is my lovely wife, Viviana.
Hello.
First things first. What is your opinion on everything that I do? Like, what do you like? What do you dislike? And speak from the heart.
Okay, so what should I start with? What I like or what I dislike?
Either or.
No, you tell me.
All right. First, did you expect me to go this deep into the car world?
Yes, I did. There was a time where Trey said supposedly he was done and that he never wanted to work on cars again, but I just heard him and I was like, in sooner or later he's gonna go back to it, and he did. I already knew. So.
How'd you know? What?
Because I know you. He's just like that. He'll tell me he's done with something and I'm like, that's not, I don't ever believe him. He was like, oh yeah, once I go out of the country from riding my bike, once BMX takes me out of the country, that's when I'll feel accomplished and blah blah blah. And I was like, he came back from Korea and then he was like, all right, now I just gotta keep going and I wonder what's. I'm like, yeah, he's just never done. He's just not that type of guy to be satisfied because he accomplished one thing. He just keeps going.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. It is very, very. She's not lying. A lot of times I get really, really frustrated and I talk out of emotion when you really shouldn't, you know. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so, and I'm sure a lot of you guys been there, but yeah. So
that's one thing, because I'm like, nah, he's not done. He's not one to just get comfortable ever.
When we first started dating, I had it was my second 300ZX. No, my first 300ZX that I was doing a twin turbo swap on, and yeah, you can kind of give them the spiel on that.
No, you go ahead. I don't even know what you're about to say.
Well, that was kind of the start.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you were seeing what was going on, and that was the start of your involvement in the car stuff. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So anyway, long story short, I ended up having to part that car out. I sold car parts for several months from that car. Paid our bills, paid a bunch of stuff on those car parts, and we survived off of car parts. Yeah. We ended up buying another 300ZX, and we had to get rid of that one due to some issues, which why the Z now is so important to us. Even though it's been frustrating the last couple of weeks, that's why I keep pushing to get it going right away. That's besides the point. The whole point is to see her perspective, not what I have to say. So now that we have the GTO, well, yeah, we have the GTO. It was supercharger at one point, turbo now. We had the GMW, that one got LS swapped, ripped around, and now we have the Z. What do you think? What do you think of all of this stuff? What do you like about it? What do you hate about it?
What I like about it is that it gives you something to do, because unfortunately we live in this stupid state that I hate so much. It's just Colorado. I love Colorado because it's the summers are nice here, but I hate the snow. So I like that he always has something to do in the winter, and it's he could have other addictions like drugs, but I guess his addiction is going fast, which is I can accept that, you know what I mean? He doesn't have any other gambling problems or something, but and then also that it can get expensive, that's one thing that it can get pretty expensive with the car parts and stuff. So I guess that's the only
that's the biggest downfall.
Yeah, the biggest downfall
mean, nobody likes that anyway, so.
Yeah, for sure. I mean.
But at the same time, like, I always feel like people spend their money on whether either you spend your money or you don't. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna spend it on something.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you're responsible with it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you turn it into something.
Yeah. I mean, I can't blame him because, I mean, I have a shopping addiction. You know, I love clothes, and so I mean, we all got something that we like to spend our money on. But I mean, some car parts are hella expensive, and I'm just like, damn. But I mean, it is what it is. The car scene is cool. There's a lot of people that like. There's been a lot of people that like genuinely want to help you, you know, and they genuinely want to see you like reach your goal, like as in how fast you want to go. And it's kind of like more of a, well, to me, from what I've seen, more of like a united like thing. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, it's a community, for sure.
There you go. I'm like, yeah, my English guys a little bit sometimes, but yeah, like that's what I like about it, you know, that and then people always come through, like for Trey, if he'll tell people like, oh, I need like this car part or whatever, there's always somebody like, hey, I got this part, and then he'll trade parts, and you know, it's like this thing. So
or you trade work.
Yeah, like you trade work or whatever. And so yeah, it's like, yeah, I like that about it.
Does it make you nervous?
Yes.
She almost killed us, guys.
No, I didn't. This guy just mugged me. I stopped. Like, I wasn't even close to hitting the guy, and he's like mugging me all. You guys, like, old people are angry. Like, why? Anyway, what were you asking? Oh,
did it make you nervous?
Yeah, it makes me nervous because, I seen this movie, like, it was like, what? Ford versus Ferrari or something?
Yeah.
And it's scary to me because that guy like just burned. Like, you know, I don't know what happened. What was it?
He had brake fade, and then he crashed his car, and yeah. Yeah,
so it was scary. Like that stuff scares me. So like one time we went to like the first time Trey was gonna race the GTO, like after he had put the supercharger in it. The guy was like, telling him like, you got your helmet, like you got your suit or whatever, or your jacket, like, you know, just in case. And this fool was trying to like go beat around the bush, like, you were like, oh, my car don't even go that fast. And I was like, oh hell no. I'm like, you better put that helmet. No.
How you going to snitch on me?
I said no because
she snitching on me.
I did. I was like, no, it will go fast. And so the guy was all like, oh, well, if it does, you're gonna need a helmet. And he was like, oh, why'd you have to tell him? I'm like, because your safety comes before it. If you're gonna do this, you're gonna do it the right way. I told him that. Like, I don't care. Like, you can do your racing, you can do whatever the hell you want, but you need to be safe. And so he went to get the jacket and he put the helmet on, and then it made me feel better because you just never know. Like, you know, when I went to the race, I seen some car blow up too, and so it's scary for me, and I don't mind him doing what he loves as long as he's safe, and that brings me peace. Oh, but you let me send it on my bike, no worries. Well, are you gonna stop? No. Exactly. So what? You don't give me a choice. Like, I just spit. But yeah, I mean, with bikes, it's like I don't really have a choice. He's not gonna stop if I tell him to stop. So I mean, I just kind of accept it. And so she's Nurse Viv right now. Like I have the 10-second rule. Like if he falls on the ground and I count to 10 and he's not up, then I worry. But you just kind of learn how to deal with these things, or you know, adapt and not freak out, because if you freak out, then you can't help, you know, fear takes over you. She's been a huge support, so I just figured I would interview her a little bit because I think her opinion is funny and she has a lot of emotion when she speaks, and it's awesome. I do. And it's like, he'll tell my friends, like, they'll be like, why are you yelling? And Trey's like, she's not yelling, she's just passionate. I always tell him to check I always tell him to check what is it? The injectors. The injectors. Okay, that's so she watched Final Fastest Car, and she's seen the guy that drives the car Beer Money, Fox Body Mustang Turbo LS, and his story, you know, they didn't tighten down the
fuel rail very good, and it popped out and burned the whole car. So
he burned his face, and so it was,
so yeah, that made her a little paranoid about everything.
Every time he like races, I tell him that's the first thing I tell him to check. Like it's yeah.
But yeah, fuel stuff, like you definitely got to be on the fuel stuff. Like I'm a big believer of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, 1,000 horsepower.